talk?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do the initial cuts, and we're going to start right up under the chin.
You're going to choke him.
And we're going to go right through the skin, along the sternum, and down to the bottom of the ribs. Then we're going to make a cut down along the ribs on each side. And then we're going to continue down right to above the umbilicus.
Which is the umbilical cord.
Make a U-shaped cut around that. And those are our initial cuts. Then we're going to cut through the peritoneum so that we're down into the cavity. And we're going to leave a little bit of the umbilical vein and cut that in half so we can pull this flap back.
And note that the vein is blue.
Yeah.
They color coordinate veins and arteries on the pigs. Blue to be veins,
blues
pink
will
to be
veins,
arteries.
The arteries will be red.
Red or pink.
And we're going to continue on up through the peritoneum here, being careful not to cut into the internal organs. And we're going to continue this cut down along the diaphragm, which is right here. We're going to cut through the diaphragm, go all the way down, and then we're going to trim this off so we can see what's going on in here. We're going to do that on both sides. Again, we're going through the diaphragm. We're going to cut that flap off, like so. The diaphragm is going to separate the organs in the peritoneal cavity, the abdominal cavity, from the pleural cavity or the chest cavity. Now we're going to carefully go through the sternum so that we don't cut into the heart and free up the chest cavity. We're going to trim these ribs back so we can see better. This is where the baby backs come from. If you look right here, you can see a thin sac around the heart. This is the pericardial sac. And we're going to have to free that up from the chest wall to get at the other side. We're going to go ahead and cut through the ribs on this side, being careful not to get into the lungs. Now we can see the pericardial sac. We can see a couple of lobes of the lung sticking out here and here. And we can see the diaphragm clearly. The structure right here is the liver. And just underneath the right side of the liver, there's a little sac right here that's called the gallbladder. We can also see the stomach, which is the sac right here. My probe. Got the stomach right here. We have the small intestine, which is all of this material. Are you still getting it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Small intestine right here. We can see the coils of the colon, which is this structure right here.
That's synonymous with the large intestine, or the colon in the human.
Correct.
Although it's coiled in the pig, and it's not coiled in the human. In the human, there's the ascending colon, the transverse colon, and the descending colon.
And then, I'm trying to find the appendix in here. What's going on here?
Wow, it's big.
And this is going to have there it is.
It's a very big appendix.
It is. Also called the cecum. It goes nowhere. Just a blind sac.
Hang on, will you show that again?
Yeah. Poked a hole in it.
There we go.
It's got a little poop coming out.
If you turn it
Right there.
this way, you can see the end of it better.
Yep.
Tip of it here. Okay.
Additional structures that we can see in here without too much trouble are the spleen, which is this tongue-like organ right here.
Yes, sir.
In this case, the spleen has collapsed. It is not full of blood, or it would be much larger and rounder looking. Underneath, coming out of the small intestine, is the first little section, or is coming out of the stomach, is the first little section of the small intestine called the duodenum. The rest of this is jejunal-ileum. Underneath the stomach, we're going to need to rinse this out now. So let's rinse it out.